talk about shapes, kids. Let's talk about shapes, kids. Let's talk about all the sizes and the sides they come in. Let's talk about shapes. Like the triangle, it comes in 3 sides. Like the circle, it comes with no sides. Like the square, it comes with 4 sides. Let's talk about shapes and all the sizes and sides that they come in. Shape is shapes.
Mouse Shapes by Stoll, Walsh. The mice were running from the cat. Hurry, said Violet. Let's hide in here, said Martin. After a while, Fred said, I think we lost him. Look, we've been hiding in shapes, said Violet. We can make things with them. Here's a square. A triangle on top makes it a perfect house for a little mouse. A triangle and a rectangle make a tree, said Martin. This circle is the sun. But these triangles are different, said Fred. Triangles are tricky, said Violet, but any shape with 3 sides is a triangle. Fred put 2 circles on a rectangle. It's a wagon for the little mouse in the house, he said. 2 diamonds make a book for the little mouse to read, said Violet. Here's 1 oval, 2 circles, and 8 triangles, said Martin. It's a fish. Watch out, the cat likes fish, said Violet. Hey, let's make the cat, said Fred. Violet put on the eyes and nose. Fred stuck on the ears, and Martin added the teeth. It looks just like the real cat, he said, only better. Just then the real cat pounced. The mice ran away and didn't come back until the cat was gone. That cat's too sneaky, said Violet. If only we were bigger. I have an idea, said Fred. The clever mice got to work. Soon they made 3 big scary mice. And surprised the cat. The cat ran away fast. What a scaredy cat, said Violet. Now what can we make for the little mouse in the house? It's time for lunch, said Fred. Let's make him some Swiss cheese. So they did. You have been listening to Mouse Shapes by Stoll, Walsh.
All right, my friends, time to grab those new homemade drums for a drum song. Ready? I've got a drum. How about you? I've got a drum. How about you? This is what my drum can do. It can twirl around. It can twirl around. It can twirl around. How about yours? I've got a drum. How about you? I've got a drum. How about you? I've got a drum. How about you? This is what my drum can do. It can twirl at the left and the right. It can twirl at the left and the right. Can your drum do it too? I've got a drum. How about you? I've got a drum. How about you? I've got a drum. How about you? This is what my drum can do. It can twirl up high, it can twirl down low, it can twirl down high, it can twirl down low, it can twirl down high, it can twirl down low. Can your drum do it too?
Shapes on the Farm by Vanvoorst. Farm shapes. A farm is full of shapes. How many can you find? Kate visits Nana's farm. Look, the fields are squares and rectangles. Look at the barn. It is painted with shapes. Red diamonds, white triangles. What shape is the door? It is a rectangle. The goats stand in a square. Grandpa drives a tractor. Each wheel is a circle. Kate picks berries. She puts them in a basket. The opening is a circle. Nana made cheese. She used her cow's milk. She cuts Kate a triangle. Yum! This sign is a triangle too. Watch out for sheep. Grandpa draws Kate a picture. What shape is it? What does it mean? More shapes on the farm. Horseshoe, oval, star, circle. Picture glossary. Barn, a building used for storing farm equipment and housing farm animals. Goat, a hoofed mammal with horns that is often raised for milk or meat. Farm, a piece of land used for growing crops or raising livestock. Tractor, a vehicle with large rear wheels that is used for pulling farm equipment. You have been listening to Shapes on the Farm by Jenny Vanvoorst.
All right, guys, this one's called Can You? And we're going to do all sorts of movements with our body. I'm going to do them mostly with my hands, but I hope you'll get really active and do them with your whole body. Ready? Can you wiggle like a worm? Can you squiggle? Can you squirm? Can you flutter? Can you fly like a gentle butterfly? Can you crawl upon the ground like a beetle that is round? Can you move with me? Can you flip? Can you flop? Can you give a little hop? Can you slither like a snake? Can you give a little shake? Can you dance like a bee who is buzzing round a tree? Bzzz. Can you move with me? We're going to do it one more time, my friends. Ready? Can you wiggle like a worm? Can you squiggle? Can you squirm? Can you flutter? Can you fly like a gentle butterfly? Can you crawl upon the ground like a beetle that is round? Can you move with me? Can you flip? Can you flop? Can you give a little hop? Can you slither like a snake? Can you give a little shake? Can you dance like a bee? Buzz, who is buzzing round a tree? Zzz. Can you move with me?
Shapes That Roll by Karen Nagel. Follow the triangle, circle, and square. Follow them here, follow them there. Follow them high, follow them low. Up and down to the places they'll go. They'll show you shapes that slant, stack, and roll. Shapes that are half, shapes that are whole, shapes that are round, shapes with 8 sides. Let these 3 different shapes be your expert shape guides. Shapes that roll, shapes that can't, shapes with sides that angle and slant. Some shapes stack, some shapes don't. Watch out, eggs and balls are shapes that won't. Shapes to throw, shapes to share. Shapes that dangle in the air. Shapes for stop, shapes for go. A house has many shapes to show. Shapes that shine, shapes that freeze, shapes of fruits that grow on trees. Shapes that glimmer up above, shapes that make you think of love. Shapes to open, shapes to close, shapes that stand upright in rows. Shapes that teeter, shapes that play, shapes help people find their way. A shape that's whole, a shape in pieces, shapes with many folds and creases. Shapes are heavy, shapes are light, pillow shapes are sure to fight. Spheres are round, circles are flat. Squares lie down and cubes are fat. Now you know shapes. How cool is that? Did you see the arrows, the circles, and the squares? Did you see the stars and hearts and ovals everywhere? Triangles, rectangles, diamonds, pentagons of blue, crescents, octagons, and semicircles. Did you see them too? Shapes of every size and kind are found inside this book. The whole wide world is made of shapes. They're everywhere you look. You have been listening to Shapes That Roll by Karen Nagel.
Explorers, thanks for joining us for today's Little Explorers Shape Edition. Shapes, where we talked about all things shapes, and we began our journey with Mouse Shapes by Stoll Walsh, published by Harcourt Press, where these 3 mice really build and play with their shapes, trying to outwit the cat they live with. Did you enjoy their surprise in the end? I did. Next, we read Shapes on the Farm by Jenny Vanvoorst, published by Bullfrog Books. I love all the shapes that you get to see in real life on this. Have you guys visited any farms lately or driven by them? Do you notice the different shapes? Like on the cover, I see many different shapes, squares and triangles and rectangles. And last, we read Shapes That Roll by Karen Nagel, published by Blue Apple. And we got to see all different kinds of shapes and learn what some of them do and what some of them can't do, right? The circle's really good at rolling. The triangle and the square, maybe not so much. Thanks for joining us today.